I'm tracking the potential for severe weather tomorrow. Gusty winds, large hail, isolated tornadoes are all possible. I'll have the timing coming up in the forecast.
News 18 at 11 starts now. WLFI Lafayette. News from where you live.
Good evening. I'm Elizabeth Rentschler. Thank you for joining us tonight. We have lots to get to tonight, but first I want to get a quick check of our forecast as we do have some severe storms moving our way, and meteorologist Amber Hardwick joins us now to track those storms. Hey, Amber.
Hey, Elizabeth. Tomorrow the entire state's actually under a moderate risk for severe weather, and this just means this is an amplified risk for the area, and we're tracking actually supercell thunderstorms and a line that's going to be moving through. I'll get to the timing of that in just a moment, but this is what we expect. There's a slight risk for hail, but there's also a good chance for an isolated tornado, but the largest risk, damaging winds with the line that'll move through, and then even the potential of some flash flooding with some heavier cells throughout the area. We'll go ahead and time it out with Futurecast. We'll start tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the morning. We're going to see scattered showers and possibly a few rumbles of thunder throughout the night, but notice by Sunday at noon we have that line off to our west and maybe a few isolated storms, and that line will move through around 3, and I'll have more on this coming up in the forecast.
All right, Amber, thank you. A Purdue student dies in an early morning house fire near campus. Investigators say it may take a while to determine the cause of the fire. News 18's Holly Campbell has the story.
Around 2:45 Saturday morning, the West Lafayette Fire Department responded to a house fire at 111 Lutz Avenue near Purdue's campus. Next door, Christina Mika says she and her roommates were evacuated from their house.
So we grabbed our stuff as quick as possible and got out. We weren't aware of what was going on until the responders came.
Mika says she quickly ran outside and saw the house next door on fire.
I just saw the fire trucks and flames coming out of the house.
West Lafayette Fire Chief Tim Heath says there were 3 people inside the home at the time of the fire. All 3 were taken to local hospitals. The Tippecanoe County Coroner's Office says the home's resident, 22-year-old Purdue student Scott Notary, died due to his injuries. Heath says the cause of the fire is still under investigation. Mika says some people near the house claimed they heard an explosion.
Apparently, someone was walking by and heard the explosion. We don't know if it was an explosion or what, but they heard a big boom, and they're the ones who called the police.
The Indiana State Fire Marshal Office, West Lafayette Police Department, and West Lafayette Fire Department are all investigating the cause of the fire. Heath says he expects the investigation to take some time. Investigators say they don't consider the fire to be suspicious. Holly Campbell, News 18.
And Chief Tim Heath says the other 2 people who were inside the home have been released from the hospital. Their names have not been released at this time. Heath says Notary's autopsy will be performed early next week. Well, a vacant home in Frankfort catches fire early Friday morning. It happened just after 1:45 a.m. at 558 North Jackson Street. Firefighters say initial reports of a possible victim inside proved to be false. While nobody seemed to be living in the home at the time, investigators say the home did contain personal items. The fire was put out in about 20 minutes. If you have any information about the fire, you're asked to contact the Frankfort Fire Department. And an update now to the fire at Rossville High School on Thursday. Investigators say that fire was intentionally set. That's all according to Rossville Fire Chief Mike Rothenberger. It happened around 1:45 Thursday afternoon. Rothenberger says it appears as if a paper towel was set on fire and then left in a bathroom sink. He says the fire was isolated to just the bathroom and was out within 20 minutes. However, students and faculty members were evacuated for about 45 minutes. The school did suffer minor smoke, water, and fire damage. As for who set the fire, that remains unknown. Rothenberger says the case has been turned over to the Clinton County Sheriff's Office for criminal investigation. Frankfort police arrest a man they say is responsible for 2 armed robberies. Detective Scott Shoemaker says 22-year-old John Scott robbed the Super 8 Hotel in Frankfort just before 11 p.m. Friday before robbing the Little Gem liquor store at 1 o'clock this morning. Investigators say Scott robbed both businesses at gunpoint and fled with an undisclosed amount of money. Scott also took the clerk's cell phone at the liquor store. Shoemaker says investigators were able to locate Scott by using technology connected to that stolen cell phone. Scott is being held at the Clinton County Jail and faces several preliminary charges, including robbery with a deadly weapon. No one was injured during those robberies. Well, the investigation continues into the lockdown at Ball State University Friday night. A text alert was sent to students around 4:40 p.m. warning of a possible armed assailant. A university spokesperson says the search of several buildings on campus turned up no signs of a weapon. The alert reported there was a possible armed assailant near the Student Rec and Wellness Center. It was sent after a person in that building shouted that there was a gun. The university urged students and staff in several buildings to secure themselves. Just before 8 p.m., Ball State gave the all clear, tweeting, "Campus is secure. Resume normal activities." Well, a holiday farmers market is giving residents the opportunity to get the perfect gift just before the holidays. Coming up, we'll let you know how you can be a part of it all. Plus, a group of Purdue students released balloons today, but they're not your ordinary balloons. We'll tell you what they were for. Those stories and more are all coming up next.
I'm Victor Toscano, and Alcoa is honored to support our community's most precious resource, our children, by proudly sponsoring WLFI's Year of the Child initiative.
Since 1938, Alcoa's Lafayette plant has been a leading employer in the area. Over the years, Alcoa and its employees have supported many programs beneficial to the greater Lafayette area through grants, sponsorships, and active participation.
We are committed to continual investment in our children, because when we support programs beneficial for our children, ultimately, our entire community benefits.
Sergeant Preston's of the North Restaurant and Bar is Lafayette's favorite gathering spot for locals, tourists, and Boilermaker fans and alumni. This Lafayette landmark, located in the historic John Purdue block, was built in 1845. When you enter Preston's, you'll find antique memorabilia like Sergeant Preston's board game, stained glass, and our authentic wood canoe hanging from the rafters. Celebrate our many traditions of food and drink, including the world-famous Preston Burger and the Shotsky 3-person drink. And when the weather breaks, it's patio time. Enjoy a drink and live entertainment on the largest outdoor patio in the state of Indiana. Book our banquet room for parties, birthdays, rehearsal dinners, and more. For larger groups, head to the Outpost Catering Center for one-of-a-kind events, as complete as you need and as individualized as you want. Sergeant Preston's of the North Restaurant and Bar, locally owned and loved in Lafayette since 1980. Stop by and become one of our neighborhood regulars.
Ah, the $4 menu presents many options, yet grants us only one stomach.
Master?
How does one decide between the original double and cheese or the fresh guacamole steak burger? The garlic double steak burger. Or an all-beef Chicago-style football?
How do you decide, Master?
Pictures.
The $4 menu, where all meals are under $4 at Steak and Shake.
Need a reason to drive a Ford with EcoBoost technology? I got 10.
I feel like I'm driving a race car.
More horsepower and more gas mileage. It's just a great combination.
Another great thing? Ford mileage beats Toyota in every segment we compete. Moving on.
Handling. Sleek and cool.
Technology.
Assisted parking. Feels safe.
And finally, drum roll please.
Getting that kind of gas mileage is awesome.
Bingo.
Get a Fusion with 0 for 60 plus $750 cash back, or lease for $199 a month.
You have time to shop for car insurance today?
Yeah.
I heard about Progressive's Name Your Price tool. I guess you can tell them how much you want to pay, and it gives you a range of options to choose from.
Huh? I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
What's the guest room situation?
The Name Your Price tool, making the world a little more progressive.
Coming up Monday at News 18 this morning, we'll have a local wine expert live in the studio. Find out which wine works best with your favorite Thanksgiving dishes.
You're watching News 18 at 11. News from where you live.
The regular season for the Lafayette Downtown Farmers Market may be over, but there is still a chance to buy from the farmers market just in time for the holidays. News 18's Samantha Tiki has more on the special holiday farmers market going on in downtown Lafayette.
Saturday morning, shoppers braved the blustery fall weather to head to downtown Lafayette. But it wasn't the typical holiday shopping you would expect.
So I bought Brussels sprouts and parsnips today, and I'm going to be making them sort of as practice runs for the big meal on Thanksgiving.
Shoppers like Katie Pope and her family headed to 5th Street for the Fall Mini Farmers Market Saturday morning. The special market was held after the regular season was over, giving people the chance to get fresh local produce and locally made products just in time for the holidays.
This is great because you can still get lots of really wonderful vegetables and greens, especially with the holidays coming up. It's perfect to have the opportunity to get fresh vegetables, especially all the root vegetables that you want to cook for Thanksgiving and all the other holidays.
But the mini markets are benefiting more than the people buying the local goods.
These mini markets are great. They give us an opportunity to continue our sales a little bit past the regular farmers market season. Also, you know, when you buy locally, you're always putting money back into your local community too.
There are 2 special holiday markets left this year, and Katie Pope says she will be there to take advantage of what the local farmers have to offer.
Before we do anything else, we hit the farmers market before we head out for the weekend or hit the grocery store or anything else.
Reporting in Lafayette, Samantha Tiki, News 18.
And for more on the dates and times for the special holiday farmers markets, just head to WLFI.com. Well, guests dress up in their finest for the Marquee Foundation's 16th annual Crystal Ball. More than 200 people came out to the Lafayette Country Club for tonight's charity dinner and dance. Tonight's event was a carnival theme and featured masks and Brazilian-inspired food. Money raised tonight will go to the Community Cancer Network and to Mental Health America of Tippecanoe County. Marquee Foundation board member Dave Sorg says tonight's ball is all about helping the community.
That's our duty, I think, as part of being a citizen of Greater Lafayette. If we have the means, we should give back to this community.
Roughly $20,000 is expected to be raised during tonight's event, with $10,000 going to each local organization. Over the last 16 years, the ball has raised more than $200,000. Nearly 100 people came out to the 2nd annual Fur Ball at the Purdue Memorial Union tonight. The event helps fund the Almost Home Humane Society and also allows people to sponsor or adopt a furry friend. Wine baskets, artwork, and various pet-related items were up for auction tonight. Outreach manager Stacy Rogers says they hope to raise nearly $20,000 at tonight's event.
We take in about 2,000 animals a year while they're with us. We provide a lot of medical care for them, just basic food and water and love, and finding them that right forever home. So this event definitely helps us kind of fund our everyday activities that really help get them matched up with their new family.
So far this year, the shelter has helped more than 1,300 pets find their forever home. Well, a group of Purdue students fought the elements today to get a balloon in the air. But it's not your everyday balloon. It's a balloon collecting useful data for future engineers. News 18's Kelly Roberts reports on the balloon on the go.
We would be happy with sunny and clear skies, no wind.
It may not have been the most perfect day, but a group of Purdue University students fought the wind and clouds and got 2 balloons, one 20 feet in diameter, the other 30 feet in diameter, up in the air. The Purdue University Association of Mechanical and Electrical Technologists, or AMET, set off 2 balloons Saturday to help gather data for a future project. AMET project chair Dolan Lyles says the team eventually wants to launch rockets off the high-flying balloons.
We have to study the atmosphere, study the conditions. We're going to be dealing with extreme cold. We got to see if the motors are going to start when they're up there, you know, lack of oxygen, how that's going to affect it.
The balloon launches into the air equipped with a tracker and a camera. Past launches have seen the balloons travel as far as Dublin, Ohio, near Columbus. And Lyles says the balloons get there fast.
At about 20 to 40,000 feet, we hit some turbulent air. We get about between 100 miles an hour to 175.
The team is made up of many technology and engineering students. A bulk of them are either working on the electrical side or the mechanical side.
The electrical people are definitely important because we're the one that does all the coding. They get all the temperature settings set up and all the pressure.
Then we had to look into a container, had to be able to hold the right amount of weight, stay together on ascent, descent.
Once the balloon lands, Lyle says the team heads out to find it. Sometimes passerbyers find it and call the team using the contact information on the side of each balloon.
Last week we got a call from Dublin, said there was a strange thing in their tree and they wanted to know more about it.
Although Lyles appreciates the help, team members agree it is always more fun to find the balloons on their own. Reporting in West Lafayette, Kelly Roberts, News 18.
The group says the first balloon fell over Ohio and went up to 95,000 feet. The second balloon stopped transmitting at 40,000 feet around Peru, Indiana.
And now, your Precision 18 forecast. News 18. Weather from where you live.
We had a mild day across the area, but for tomorrow, we're tracking a moderate risk, severe risk for the entire state of Indiana. And this is really just an amplified risk for severe weather, with the largest threats being gusty, damaging winds. Even an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out. Large hail and maybe even some flash flooding within stronger cells within a line, and even some supercell thunderstorms. But we'll go ahead and time it out on Futurecast. We'll start tonight at midnight because we are tracking a chance for rain overnight, maybe a few rumbles of thunder, even to start off on Sunday morning. Still seeing scattered showers throughout the area. But notice once we get to around noon on tomorrow, we have that line off to our west in Illinois, and that'll eventually filter into the area, and you can even see individual cells form, and those could even produce some supercell thunderstorms and some severe thunderstorm warnings there. By 3 o'clock, we start to see that line really push through the area, and it should be pushed out, I would say, around Sunday at 7. So I'm going to say it's pretty much fair game that we could see severe weather between noon and 7 tomorrow. Just be aware during the afternoon and evening hours, and even damaging winds a possibility, an isolated tornado, and we'll keep you updated throughout the day tomorrow. But like I said, we're tracking a few showers. Satellite and radar showing this first system moving through. I'm not really expecting anything severe to pop out of this. Some of these cells could be on the stronger side, but overall, we're just looking at really just scattered showers throughout the area. And this shows Precision 18 radar, seeing some rain around Lafayette, Tippecanoe County through Delphi, Logansport, Rensselaer drying out a little bit, Attica seeing few showers, and just south in Fountain County there is a little thunderstorm, so don't rule out the possibility of a few rumbles of thunder overnight tonight. Right now we're actually pretty mild, 60 degrees, seeing rainy conditions, winds coming from the south-southwest at 9 miles per hour, and we're going to stick around 60 degrees for our overnight lows. Really not going to drop too much, 58 for an overnight low here in Lafayette, seeing scattered to heavy rain showers, and it's going to be breezy with gusts up to 30 miles per hour possible. And then we have a wind advisory, and that'll be issued around noon on tomorrow and last until 9 p.m. tomorrow evening. And that's because gusts are going to be up to 45 miles per hour with winds coming from the south between 20 to 30, and then seeing gusty winds with the severe thunderstorms as that line does roll through. But temperatures, we're going to climb up into the 60s, upper 60s throughout the area, 68 Monticello, 69 Delphi, and a high of 69 degrees for Lafayette. And go ahead and time out. After this system does push out, we're going to see dry conditions throughout the area, and that's because high pressure is going to dominate for the rest of the week. But temperatures are going to fall into the 40s, mid 40s throughout the area, upper 40s around Lafayette. So it's going to be much cooler after that cold front moves through the area. So once again, still seeing a chance for scattered showers, thunderstorms, high of 69 degrees on Sunday. Monday, a high of 48. We drop quite a bit with partly cloudy skies on Monday. Tuesday, mostly sunny, high of 46. 48 on Wednesday, bump up to 50 on Thursday, and then seeing our next chance for rain Friday and